Hello, I'm Nathan Judo. I'm here with Liam Keane at Craven Cottage. Liam, Fulham 1, Wolves 1. What did you make of that? Fair result or slightly disappointing?
I think a fair result on the balance of the whole game. Wolves dominated the first half, good value for their lead. Probably could have threatened to build on that and double that lead. Probably, in hindsight, should have done, of course. Second half, Wolves started fairly well. There's a couple of injuries. Cunha being the big one, obviously going off stretchered. It looked like his ankle. We're not 100% sure. We'll hopefully find out. But then after that and that sort of break in play, Fulham took control really. Could have won it right at the end as well with Vinicius having a
good shot. Good
header on the unbelievable save from Sar's fingertips. So yeah, I mean, in some ways Wolves got away with it in that second half because Fulham really were pushing. Great goal by Solomon as well. But overall, I think quite a good point actually away from home. A side is doing very well this season.
I think you'll find out if there's a good point in the next 3 games and how they do in those games for certain. Look, like you say, the problem was the first half because they were really good first half. It was a bit meh for the first 20 minutes, and the last 25 minutes they really put their foot on the gas. Sarabia with a lovely goal. It was a lovely team goal, and then they had a great period, Wolves, where they were on top. They had chances, they were threatening, and that's when you need to score that second. And you felt if they did do that, then they could control the game, and you felt they'd be home and hose. Unfortunately, they didn't, and that's what happened.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much the game in conclusion. You don't follow up on that first goal. Similar to the Bournemouth game where they didn't take advantage of their domination and didn't get that first goal. Here, didn't take the second one and didn't go and stride home with the 3 points. But there's promising signs. The link up between Cunha and Jimenez, I liked. Jimenez excellent today, by the way. Give him his props, he deserves that. It's a really nice team move. One that was very similar to the goal, just before the goal as well. Semedo and Jimenez involved down the right. Sarabia had a shot saved, and then the goal itself, right to left, nice play. Nunes crossing, very, very nice cross, and a very, very smart cushion header from Jimenez. And then luckily, Sarabia gets a good finish for what was probably not the best first touch, but he got away with it, and it's a good finish. His first goal for the club, and those signs, that link-up play, are much tidier, much neater. It's good signs.
And like you say, the frustrating thing, I guess, and obviously Cunha going off with the injury, but there were a lot of stoppages there, weren't they? And you felt that, okay, well, maybe they're 1-0 up and they're maybe using it, and maybe a few were a little bit more tactical than others. But you felt if it stopped anyone's momentum, it was Wolves'.
I think so, yeah. Because in that first half, right at the beginning, Wolves had a couple of decent opportunities. Bueno, who I thought had a good game as well, down the left side, a couple of really nice crosses, one that almost landed on Cunha's head. A couple of good chances, and Jimenez's chance.
Great chance
as well. Sarabia's cross comes in. It's a clear header, and it's astonishing. I mean, there's several exits, but look, it's a great chance for Jimenez, and his head is just wide, and that's the problem.
Yeah, of course. Look, it's difficult, isn't it? Because you come to 6th place, you're 15, you come into 6th place in the league. It's a difficult fixture, but at the same time, you feel like it's a bit of a missed opportunity because of the position they got themselves in. And I think the frustrating thing for me in the second half, apart from that they sat back a little bit, and look, it was a great goal. It's a great goal. I'm not going to point at people who do things wrong. It's a great strike, and sometimes those things happen. But what I thought was disappointing now is the substitutes that they did make. I didn't think anyone really had an impact tonight.
No, I'd agree with that. And when Matheus and Podence came on, I like them both as individual players. But I said to you just before, I don't think they're the right substitutions. I think you actually said that Gomez probably the right move to come on. I didn't feel it was the right game for Podence, but I could see why Nunes was coming off. So I just didn't feel like Wolves had the players to impact the game. A very strong bench, but for this particular game, it didn't really work. And Costa came on and was very poor, to be honest with you. I can't dress up any more than that. Didn't work particularly hard, didn't get into good positions. There was one Podence cross that came in that wasn't a very good cross, but Leno spilt it, and Matheus was closer in fact, and Costa was 10 yards
That's why you want him to mop things up, don't you? That's what he's in there for.
The movement was poor, too slow, sleeping.
Yeah, look, saying that, Raul Jimenez, who played a lot of the game tonight, the majority of the game, probably the longest he's played in a Wolves shirt, I would have thought, this season. We'll see what Matheus Cunha's situation is there, but they go to Liverpool on Wednesday night. Diego Costa, like you say, hasn't covered himself in glory. Raul Jimenez could be a very important figure and a focal figure going forward.
He could be, and look, I've been calling for him to play more in the last few weeks. I really do think that, although Costa did have that one good game, obviously at Southampton off the bench, I feel like Jimenez potentially could add more. I think he proved that tonight, I really do. He was excellent all game, tired towards the end because he's not played a lot of football, but he was holding the ball up, nice cushioned headers, link-up play, sharp on every single touch, sharp, hardly ever gave the ball away. I was impressed, and I think he has to start for me at Liverpool.
Look, it's a point though. It's a point, and slowly, and hopefully they can get a win sooner rather than later. It's not going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult on Wednesday night.
It is going to be.
But if they can build on this and maybe pick something up again, Liverpool are going to make changes. Jurgen Klopp's already said that. Take advantage of that, and you never know, do you?
Yeah, look, in hindsight, this is a good. This is a good point. In hindsight, we might come back to it and say, as you say, it might not be. But with the games coming up that are very tough, but we've also beaten Liverpool before. We've been there. We should have beaten them in the FA Cup. Did beat them in the league very comfortably. Wolves have got the formula to beat them again, and I wouldn't put it past Wolves to go away from home like they did here tonight in the first half and put a very good performance in. But it's down to them to do it, and Liverpool blow hot and cold, so you've got to take advantage when they're not on it.
More discussion on the late night potty tonight, which will be available Saturday morning for you. Fulham 1, Wolves 1. For the post-match reaction, make sure you log on to expressionstar.com.